Hello, I'm Aaron Marino from Alpha M Image Consulting. This past weekend, I took a quick trip to Atlantic City, New Jersey. Not to gamble, actually, to visit my family. I did gamble a little bit and lost my ass. So, note to self, don't gamble. Boys and girls, don't gamble. This isn't about that. I was sitting in the airport, and across the aisle from me, probably 5 to 7 feet away, there was a guy sitting there with these gigantic gauges in his earlobe. For those of you who don't know what a gauge is, it's basically like, it's like an earring, but then they just keep getting bigger and fatter and you stretch holes out. And so I'm looking at him. He also had his nose pierced and I think his lip possibly. I was so fixated on his ears though, his earlobes. And so he noticed me looking and he said, "Excuse me, what are you looking at?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, actually your earlobes. It's amazing." I said, "Does it hurt?" And he said, "No, it doesn't hurt." I said, "This is going to sound odd, but could you take one of those out for me? I'd love to see what it looks like." And he kind of looked around and was like, "Yeah, okay, man." He's like, "Who is this weird ass dude? He doesn't know I got a YouTube channel and this is important. I was doing research." So he pops it out and he had a huge hole in his earlobe. I mean, his earlobe hung down probably a good inch, totally stretched out. And so I thought to myself, this is weird. But it brings me to my point and the topic of this video. Today, we're talking about piercings. So when I was in 6th grade, I actually got my ear pierced, my left ear pierced, a single earring. And at the time, back in the day, in the early 80s, middle 80s, not that old yet, it was sort of a little bit outside of the box as far as a guy getting his ear pierced. My father had it done. He was a musician, and musicians, they got away with it. But I was a 6th grade kid, and I was like, I need an earring, and I got one. A few years later, I pierced myself and got a second hole. A few years after that, I pierced this side because that's when, like, not the Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, people were getting earrings in both ears, and it was a little bit more socially acceptable. So I did this. And then I got another one. I got my cartilage pierced up here. And then in college, I thought, you know what? I'm working out, my chest is looking pretty good, I'm going to get my nipple pierced. And so I went and got my nipple pierced. It has since been taken out a long time ago, along with this one and this one. Now I just have these two subtle earrings. So my little earrings, they pale in comparison to what is going on today with body modifications and piercings are concerned. I don't even know. I'm so out of the loop. You guys have to tell me. Do guys, young guys, still get their ears pierced just regular, like, you know, little diamonds or little metal balls or little hoops? For some reason, I don't think people are. I don't think it's cool anymore, which makes me a dinosaur. But they are getting things pierced. Let me tell you what. I have seen some crazy stuff. People now are getting not only their ears pierced, they're starting to stretch their holes. And with the gauges, and it varies. You know, you have small, subtle little gauges, and then you've got these monster gauges. But they're not stopping with the ears. You're getting people, you know, multiple nose piercings. You're getting lip piercings. Tongue piercings. Eyebrows were real big a few years ago. People are getting studs in their cheek piercing, through all sorts of stuff. You can, basically, if it's on your body, you can stick a metal rod through it. And it's getting a little bit out of control. Now, am I necessarily saying that this is a bad look? Yes, I'm saying this is a bad look if you want a job. I gotta back up. I gotta slow down. Hold on a sec. Deep breath, I'm slowed. Now, as opposed to tattoos, where we were talking about, you know, don't get anything on your neck, face, hands, places that you can see that you can't cover with the shirt, the interesting thing about piercings is that you can take them out. But when you get something pierced, sometimes, depending on where it is and what you do with that piercing, for instance, in that stretching or gauging, you can end up with scars. That can be a bit disfiguring. You know, a lot of people for a time were getting their tongues pierced. And, question, is it not the most annoying thing in the world to talk to somebody with their tongue pierced? It's like you keep saying, and whoever gets their tongue pierced is always flipping it and messing with it and sticking it outside of the... Don't do that. Boys, don't get your tongue pierced. Don't get your lip pierced either. Don't get your eyebrow pierced. Don't get your nose pierced. Now, there are a certain group of people that can do it, that are tattoo artists or musicians or artists, they're just kind of punk rock awesome. But for the majority of us, you don't want to start down that path. Because like tattoos, piercing, from what I understand and my experience, is that it is addicting. Now, get your nipple pierced. That'll cure you. Because it hurts like nobody's business. Now, there are some gentlemen that are men's men are just loco, but they're getting their genitals pierced. You've heard of a Prince Albert. If you haven't heard of a Prince Albert, go ahead and Google it. Piercing Prince Albert. See what you get. I warned you. For those of you who are under 18, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, if you're into getting your genitals pierced, I got no problem with that, other than you're nuts. But, do it. Nobody can see it. It doesn't affect your future until you get in the bedroom with somebody and they're like, what the hell did you do that for? Does it hurt? Can I touch it? Maybe that's what you want. Can I touch it? Someday you're going to want to get a job, and it's not a good idea to have a bunch of holes, open holes, or piercings, or scars from when you were pissed at mom and dad or just thought that it was the in thing to do and wanted to go and get a bunch of stuck through your face. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. Now, if you want to and you watch this video and you don't care, you're like, I'm a rock star and Aaron, you don't know what you're talking about, then go ahead and do it. Don't say I didn't warn you, and I tried. My goal for you is to present the best package to achieve everything that you possibly can. I don't want little silly things like scars on your eyebrows or holes in your ear to hold you back from achieving everything that you possibly can and obtaining every goal that you have actually dreamed of. So, this was awkward. I'm Aaron Marino. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Alright, I got no rant today. I've got no negative comments to repeat and respond to. But something cool happened, and I want to share it with you. And I asked his permission, and he said yes. I have a Facebook account, and if you want to friend me on Facebook, you can click the link down there or over there, wherever it is, and get to me. Friend me. I pretty much accept everybody, so I'm huge in Indonesia. I got one, and then all of a sudden I had like 60, and anyway, this guy friended me. His name is Ellis Vincent, and Ellis sent me a really nice message. He's like, Aaron, I'm a big fan. I love your videos, and it, regardless of, when I hear it, I love hearing that, because the reason I do these videos is not just to watch myself, although some people think that's what it is. It's not. It's to help you guys. Nobody taught me this stuff when I was growing up, and I see a lot of guys that are just walking around, and they could do so much better and achieve so much more if they just took a little bit of time and had a little bit of knowledge, and that's why I'm here. But anyway, I see Ellis. I see this picture of him, his profile picture, and I check it out, and I'm like, damn, Ellis! You're a good-looking dude. You want to see Ellis? I asked his permission. He said I could use his pictures. This is Ellis. Good-looking guy, right? Well, he is. And so I was like, nice. Okay, good. He looked like he had good style. Everything was working for him. I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. And so I sent him a message, and I said, hey, Ellis, you're looking great. I saw your before, or not your before picture, but I saw pictures of you a few years ago when you had different hair and you looked a little bit differently. You look awesome now. And he sent me a message. He said, thanks. Your videos have really helped out, and I don't know what I was thinking. And I sent him a question, and I said, hey, can I use your videos or your pictures? And he said, absolutely. And so now this is what Ellis looked like before. Give me a break. I don't care who you are. Ellis is getting more ass now than he ever has before. It doesn't matter what kind of ass. If Ellis is into boys' asses, cool. If he's into girls' asses, cool. Regardless, he's getting more ass because he looks dynamite. The importance of image, gentlemen. Take care of your own. It worked for Ellis. It can work for you.